Healing crystals, skincare routines, knitting a sweater, fitting in jeans. With Katie and Sarah, no need to worry, you're on a lady journey.
Hi everyone. Welcome to Lady Journey. My intro was so sultry today. Hi,
welcome. You know, I'm very excited because I actually drop your name quite a bit on the podcast.
We did name drop you on here.
If you Google search yourself,
you've made our podcast
alert you. Because I see your clips, and we've got Joe Zimmerman's on our show.
Hey.
Very funny.
Yeah, can you believe we got him?
Yeah.
We got him.
After all those name drops.
Yeah. Well, you were
waiting.
You came up because Sarah name dropped you because you have been going to bed early. You're obsessed with, which is my obsession. I'll get in there at 8:39.
I can't do it.
Oh, but I'm not sleeping. I scroll,
Getting into bed.
I read. You know, sometimes I Google stuff.
Yeah.
I just like to do it. I like to go to bed early and then sleep by 10.
Yes.
And then
But
I'm
I feel
up
like
at 4 in the morning.
You're on a lot of lady journeys. Lady journey is what we consider, what I've coined, anything that a guy from Boston would consider gay.
Yes, that's our new terminology. That's our new terminology.
That's everything I do.
Yeah. Yes, you're a lady journey. We knew it. We sensed this.
Anybody can do it, but it's
not gendered.
It's not gendered, but it's probably would be considered gay in some hetero
in
cultures.
The suburb of Boston. Yeah.
Does Joe count us from being from Boston?
Yes.
Okay,
but he wouldn't count. He does a lot of lady journeys, and he's diverting from that mindset.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's still in there. You can't shake it.
You can't ever get it out.
You can't get it out.
It's nature. It's not nurture. But so tell us about your protein journey, Joe. Let's get into it. Let's not waste another moment.
Yeah, thank you. I want to get hit protein real quick. When you were talking about scrolling, I love how all of the sites are like, you got to get in bed. No scrolling.
I know.
Every single human's like, I get in bed, I scroll. There's nobody that's taking that advice.
Can I not do one thing for myself? I don't do heroin. I don't do coke. I just want to scroll on my phone.
Everybody's scrolling. They need to stop saying to stop scrolling because it's not happening.
Have you tried to go to bed without your phone? What are you doing in there? What are you doing?
I got to get my alarm. And then when you check your alarm on your phone, you got to text back.
Right. Send out your messages.
Next thing you know, you're on WebMD.
Then you're on Instagram.
I'd like to send out a hot tweet, go to sleep, and see what kind of controversy evokes in the night.
Yeah, start a war.
Yeah.
And by midnight, you're like, I don't have any DMs. You're like, I'm like mad that I don't have messages.
Yeah. Then you start messaging people. Are you awake right now? What are you thinking?
I went to go feed that guy.
That guy.
We call my baby that guy.
We call the baby.
At 5 in the morning, and it was 100 degrees, and I immediately got into bed after feeding him at 5 in the morning and started going on Amazon. I was shopping. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, but yeah, you're like, we're all scrolling. So why are these self-help gurus? Who are these?
They're scrolling. I guarantee they're scrolling.
They're looking at their DMs.
Self-help app that we can just scroll through.
Yep.
What do I do? I guess you're supposed to get a box and lock your phone in there.
What happens is these self-help gurus, they spend one night writing their book off scrolling.
I think some of them are AI generated.
Yeah.
True.
A lot of these Twitter ones are.
Yeah.
The algorithm is feeding us to get away from the algorithm.
Right. It's would that be like a snake eating its own tail situation?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a snake. It's definitely a snake.
But yeah, now I'm getting targeted for weight loss shred plans. Right now, that's I've been on 2 months of getting shredded. And
how's it going? Is it
going
easy?
Great.
You look great. Yeah, that's probably not the best question to ask. How is it? Have you been struggling? Just wondering.
Well, I can't see your form, and I'm not going to ask you to do the podcast with your shirt off.
That's a journey that we don't want to go on.
Well, so this is the first time in my life I've been exposed to the calorie deficit technique.
I can't do it.
How many calories?
Who's counting calories?
Well, Eric,
okay.
So Eric,
do you have a nutritionist involved in this, or is he like a legitimate nutritionist, or he's also like
your friend,
a barber?
Your guy friend, Eric.
He's the guy friend barber, Eric, who watches YouTube videos.
He wears a lot of hats.
And he's Nate's guy. And so, yeah. And Nate's like, he watches YouTube.
Well, Nate
videos.
looks cut in
Nate
the
looks
face.
good. He
I don't
looks
know
good.
what his body looks like, but
I've never seen
if
him.
you could tell us, that's one of our other follow-up questions.
Nate's body's looking great. I can confirm.
Can't wait till we can get him on.
So you should do shirtless summers.
Oh my God, lady!
Summer
That's our lady episode. That's what we call a bad journey.
That's my weak spot, is my midsection.
So never in my life had I experienced this concept of like starving yourself to get thin.
That's the only way to do it. Like, you could
Yeah.
technically eat junk food
Yeah.
and get thin.
But if you stay within, but are you doing like more
many deficit?
satiating foods instead?
That's not a phrase. How much deficit?
How many?
Like,
How
can
many?
you go 1 calorie deficit? Does that equal 1 pound?
So the first month was real hard for me. Like Eric was like, you got to eat more protein because then it makes you full longer.
Right. Satiated.
So you
is
have
what
a
those
high
guys say.
protein breakfast. So imagine eating some eggs, more eggs than you think.
How much?
Well, for me, 3 eggs.
That's normal.
Okay. I thought you had me concerned. I was like 7. I mean, are you doing Gaston?
And so I'm glad you felt that way because one time I had 4 eggs and I told somebody and they were like, that is a lot of eggs. So three's the right number.
Okay,
Egg shamed. You got egg shamed.
Do you put cottage cheese in there?
I do not. It's just the eggs. And then the key is you can't, according to Eric, who, again, not a real nutritionist.
But that's where we're all getting our nutritional advice from.
I mean, what are even the credentials of a nutritionist, right? It's just a guy who knows.
online.
So his main thing is no snacks. And I'm a big snack guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm huge on
I
snacks.
love a snack.
See, in my AI meal plan, I can snack.
Oh, so this,
But it's 10 pounds in 30 days, which,
that's a lot.
is that a lot in 30 days?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Whoops.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to do 1 pound a week is a lot.
Wow. So 3 pounds is good.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So no snacks, and that was
No
a
snacks.
big sacrifice
And then
for you.
And then you get to, and he's like, the key is high protein, and then you won't have as many cravings. And the other key I learned throughout the first 30 days was drink a lot of water. And if you're really hitting rock bottom, chew some gum.
oh, I love gum.
Oh, what's your gum flavor?
I'm on sugarless, whatever. They're all.
Yeah, they're all. I don't think there's
gum.
even sugar in gum anymore.
I
It's
saw
Exotol
a
or
TikTok
whatever.
about where they get gum from, and it's just like tar. It's just, you don't want to, do not swallow it because it is industrial chemicals. But I love a cinnamon, though. I will say that. I love
Right.
and I love a classic bubble gum.
I do a Bubba Hubba sometimes, or Hubba Bubba.
Oh my God. I,
I
love
just like grape to last 3 seconds.
powdery square.
Yeah.
This is why we're so
Powder
shredded.
cube.
We're all on the gum train.
Yeah.
It's a hidden secret in the influencer world. Well, that's what you find out from influencers that are cut. They don't have friends, and they're miserable.
And they're also lying.
They're lying all the
Like,
time.
here's
of
what I eat in a
they
day. I
Yeah.
start out with pancakes.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're 98 pounds.
That's all your calories in one meal.
yeah. So what are your proteins that you love?
Glad you asked.
How many days are you in? Have you been into this?
I'm around 2.5 months, but there was a serious relapse in the first month
Right.
where I was like, I can't keep up with this. And then finally I got off like, oh, I no longer crave dessert.
Gotcha.
I no longer crave snacks.
Wow.
So the last 6 weeks I've been just pretty steady.
Wow.
Last
That's
6 weeks.
when you get there, when you get to that place,
Right.
I want to go there.
Well, because I can do well for up to a month,
Yeah.
and then if I don't see results, I quit immediately.
Yeah, so the first month was by far the hardest.
Right.
I've heard you hear that, but it was definitely true. I was like so sore, so hungry. I was like,
Is that why you're going to bed early?
Yeah.
it's going to bed
to end
super
it,
early.
yeah.
Yeah, early bedtime is huge for me. But then yeah, I think it kicks in. But I don't think I could do this during the winter. I don't think it's possible to do this during the winter. I think you need it to be when you can go outside
Yes.
and walk around and stuff.
Yeah, going outside is such a simple pleasure that you kind of ignore. Going for a walk, it's like, is that a treat? It should be.
Yeah.
A little walk around the block.
We do take that for granted in New York because it's when you go and visit your family and you realize you're at 100 steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you did do stuff that day.
There's no sidewalk. Yeah, there's no sidewalk.
Oh yeah. I was comparing steps on the phone to Greg Warren last week. We're both around 7,000 steps a day.
Pretty good.
Average.
I'm going to check mine.
Yeah, take a look.
I try to
take a
do 3 miles a day.
Nice.
But that's my only extra because having the baby, I can't do anything except go for walks. But I told Katie I'm looking into rucking for walking.
Rucking's
A rucksack.
Yeah.
It's a bag of weights.
Oh,
I love when you
nice,
introduce a
nice.
new term and then you have to explain it because you're on the cutting edge.
Oh, you don't know rucking?
Rucking sounds so
you've
cool.
never heard of
Eric
rucking.
didn't tell you about rucking?
It sounds so cool.
I'm at 7,000 too.
Average, yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
That's a very New York average.
Not bad.
Nice
Yeah.
work.
I'm a little bit on a journey where I was eating, I was doing high protein, but because I'm using an app called Healthy where it breaks your food into bits, it's like every food is like a bit. So it's kind of like Weight Watchers, but like generic and free. But I didn't realize that there were different proteins. Like I was like, oh, I like sausages. Like, wow, why is like one sausage is 28 points? That's wild.
Yeah.
So I've like just discovered chicken breast is like a healthier protein and you can eat more of it. You don't just only eat bacon because that's the tastier one.
Right.
Ground beef, like low fat ground beef, or like ground turkey, which I like these as much as the other meats.
Right.
But I just thought sausage is easier because it comes in a package and I just put it on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cut with bread.
These trainer bros, they're all about chicken breasts.
They love the chicken
They
breast.
are, but sometimes the breast is too dry,
Yeah.
and boring.
Very
I love a
dry.
thigh. I love a thigh.
Yeah, and then I was just watching a guy just talk about like you don't realize you think you're eating a low calorie, but like he's like the one that people get tripped up on is the portion of nuts. When they're like,
yeah.
and for a snack you can eat nuts, and I'm thinking in my head, oh, it's just like a canister of nuts.
Yeah,
and
a
then
handful.
He's just talking about 5.
Yeah.
And I've eaten like 3,000 calories.
He
and
ate a bag
thinking
of
that's-
nuts.
as my snack. But we're all doing this. Everyone's doing protein or adding protein. Like Caitlin Paloofa was hanging out, and she looks amazing. She's getting cut, and she had to leave the hang to go eat a chicken over her sink.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a rotisserie chicken. When you get it raw, I feel like I'm a witch in the woods,
Yeah.
just eating it.
It's pretty good.
right from the box. Not
With
no
the
dress,
skin?
not dress. Yeah. Oh, peeling the skin off like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, it's
Ugh,
carnage.
It's primal. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's another calorie hack is you just eat all your food hunched over a sink, kind of on the move.
Wait, is that for real?
Lesser. You're less
divorced
likely
dad.
to. You're less likely to keep going
Really?
if you're just uncomfortable.
Wow. Oh my God.
it's so sad what we're doing to cheat the algorithm.
Yes.
Because to me, it just feels like I'm just doing this so I can get more views.
Right.
Online.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
like I'm just a sad human being.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I will say when I eat high protein, I feel so much better than when I eat carbs. When I
Yes.
eat a lot of carbs, I get ravenously hungry. Like all of a sudden I'll be like, "Oh my God, I've been one of those people like a train eater."
Yes.
On the train eating because I'm so hungry and I have to eat. And when I have high protein, I don't get that much. Maybe I get like 60 grams a day. But that's way more than what I was getting before, which was like 5.
Right.
Because I would just be like, yeah, I love toast. Who doesn't love carbs?
Right. Well, it's like I ate Oreos the other day, and even when I was doing it, I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this because it wasn't even satisfying.
Yeah,
And it didn't even hit the taste.
that's
receptors.
the worst when you're like, and that I got nothing from that.
It's vegan though. You can feel good about that.
It is vegan, but a lot of junk food is vegan.
No animals.
That's
were
why I
killed.
won't do vegan because
the
I'm like,
making of
I'm
these
just going to
Oreos.
eat Fritos. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. So you're 2 months into your protein journey. So what are can I just hear what your meals are for
Yes.
the 3 meals a day? No
give us-
snacks is psychotic.
I know. What if? But you.
How
get
are you
hungry and
doing
then
that?
just
What are you
muscle
doing? Are you
through it?
crocheting?
Yeah.
Like,
You're just chewing
are you
gum.
smoking cigarettes?
I can't chew gum because I just eat the whole pack at once. That's what I
Same.
would be doing. I'd be, and then you're just
I chew for hours on end.
spitting
Yeah.
at your friend with your mouth full of a whole pack of gum because you're starving.
Oh, and have you ever seen a video of yourself chewing gum? It's not attractive.
I made a video of myself eating cereal once. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, you're
I
vulnerable.
can't believe I'm eating like that.
Yeah.
Just
Well, I'll start from the end. You know, I'm no longer having the cravings for dessert, but just in case, my trainer bro, all the trainer bros recommend having your Halo Top diet ice cream in the fridge.
I love it. I love it. This is the only thing we've ever
talked about this
disagreed.
yesterday.
We've never
it
disagreed
does
before.
not fill the God-sized hole I have in my heart.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I could eat buckets of it and I'm still unhappy.
I think it's just the eating that I like. But I mean,
Right.
it tastes good though. I'm like,
It
I will
does taste
eat.
good, but it's like
pretty good.
styrofoam that's like melting.
I think
It's
yeah,
weird.
yeah. I'm
So you
into
do
it.
Halo
So
birthday cake?
I do peanut butter or chocolate.
Oh,
Okay,
I
maybe
love
I'll
the
revisit.
chocolate.
Maybe I'll
And
revisit.
but it is one of those things where when you say you like Halo Top, when I say I like Halo Top, it's usually like kind of with a question mark at the end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're like,
I'm really
it's-
into peanut butter.
you're like, I'm enjoying this. It tastes really good until you compare it to regular ice cream,
Yes.
and then it tastes like garbage.
Right.
yeah.
But it does, if you have that craving for ice cream, it is cold and you
Melty.
can kind of convince yourself that you're having ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do fruit or a yogurt,
So-
like
oh,
a Greek
so-
yogurt.
So I'll also, less embarrassing is the less embarrassing dessert is just yogurt, some blueberries, you know, that's
Gotcha.
the healthier.
but
Yeah.
do you
Less,
have?
no, Halo Top's also full of chemicals, so at least yogurt.
Yeah.
It destroys my stomach. I will say
Halo
that.
Top?
You eat it, it's like. I'm like, don't go in the other room. Something weird happened in there.
Yeah, so I've gotten to the point where I can just have yogurt. I'm not craving the ice cream at this point.
What's your yogurt brand?
I'm doing I do the 365 or the brown cow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I like brown cow. I like the brown cow. Yeah.
I don't even
Is
know
the
about
365
brown cow.
that's like a high protein yogurt? Is that what that is?
It's just the Whole Foods brand.
Oh, right. Okay. Off brand.
There's a Whole Foods
off-brand
in
yogurt. Yeah, no, I didn't see
Astoria?
that about you.
I do Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Gotcha.
Wow, we're learning so much about
and
you.
I do, but I really like when I go to Central Park. I stop by the Trader Joe's, and I just raid the Trader Joe's
Oh,
whenever
man.
I'm near Central Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's will change your game.
That
It's such a.
one of the things that brings me joy is once a month I'll end up at a Trader Joe's and just fill up the whole cart.
They have a lot of great diet foods at Trader Joe's, like that aren't necessarily like diet. You know, they have the rice crackers, the olive stuff with garlic, little
Ooh,
pickles.
the chickpeas. You got to get the chickpeas.
Oh yeah, chickpeas.
Yeah.
I do chickpeas. Salad for protein.
So that's your dessert.
Oh, and there's
and
a
then
secret.
go.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
One more thing. Trader Joe's. I learned this from a friend in Asheville. You get the hearts of palm. Dip it in vinegar. Delightful.
Whoa, that's new.
Yummy.
I think that might sweep the nation.
That could be. We could set it off.
I think it's just this one mom in Asheville who does it, and it's amazing.
All right, because I've never heard of this, and I feel like it falls under a line of like tin fish, like a poor man's meal that they've made it seem like we're now fancy.
Elegant, yeah.
Yes.
I had
Peasant
hearts
meal.
of palm in a vinaigrette salad. It was like quinoa and a bunch of other roasted red peppers. It was amazing.
Hearts of palm.
Yeah.
I
Love
think
it.
you're right. I think hearts of palm might sweep the nation.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't if there
it
was
could be the
stock.
new Brussels sprouts.
It could be the new
Yes.
beans. Yeah.
Yes,
The new butter beans.
we've said it here first.
Yep.
Hearts of palm.
You've heard it.
Hearts of palm.
Sponsor
heart.
us.
Palm to heart.
Oh my God. The
Is that
Pledge
a
of
brand
Allegiance.
name of it?
Yeah.
that should be
Palm
their
to heart. Hearts of palm.
Yeah. Okay, so Is your grocery shopping just wild? Because when I did my AI, I was like, what kind of budget do you think I have? It was a very diverse that I had to do. They wanted me to do 7 different kinds of breakfast every day.
Yeah.
So I just was like, I can only do oatmeal every day. It's a cheaper thing.
Okay.
So what are you
Well,
doing different breakfasts every day?
the cheapest, least fun, saddest lunch, some protein.
I like these options.
Is the high protein bread with like a tuna melt, protein bread,
Gotcha.
tuna melt.
Okay.
I like a tuna melt,
I like a tuna melt.
I do too.
and and tuna very cheap.
Right.
Yeah. But you can't eat it too much, right? You can't eat it every day.
Yeah, so I might be high in mercury right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're shiny. You're very
Thank
shiny.
Tuna melt to me is to me it's just super easy. It's the easiest thing to make. It's high protein,
Yes.
quick, and but it's not it's not exciting.
No, it's not exciting, and it's not a thing. Somebody, I had a TikTok the other day of being like, if you're shaming people for eating TikTok in a business set, like in your corporate job, grow up.
Eating TikTok
Or eating tuna.
right.
Oh, tuna.
In a corporate
a lot of
setting.
people are like, "Ugh, get that cat food out of here.
Right. I
Smells
feel
like
like
fish. It's
if-
like,
I can't stand hanging out with people that are
Office
like that.
bullies, yeah.
Office bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot in my life. Then we're not even in an office. Do you know what I mean? Just like,
it's the same with onions.
Food
People
judgment.
will go off on onions. Oh my God, it smells like onions in here. It's like, well, we don't have a break room.
right. And it's like the flavor base of everything that you eat. Like, just be an adult, you child.
Yeah.
Be an adult and eat your tuna.
Right.
Well, that's what the
I think tuna's amazing.
This
and I
woman-
love egg salad.
Thank you. I'm glad you've just pepped me. You've just given me a little more pep in my tuna step.
yes.
Yeah, thank you.
And
yes.
one thing that will make tuna more fun at lunch is if you have 2 sweet little feral cats that wait outside your door, and you give them a little scraps, and they're just
Eat it
super
up.
happy.
Oh my God.
And then you're like, should I
Yes.
adopt these? And they're like, please adopt us. And you kind of have this relationship,
Right.
Wow. And then you never do.
and you keep thinking about it.
But
You're
you
like,
don't
Yeah.
need to because there's really no adoption agency for them, right?
right.
Yeah.
Like,
And they
where do
Just
you
seem
let
go?
them in. Just let them in.
They
Get them
seem
their
happy.
shots.
They seem happy on my little chair on my porch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Cat
nice.
daddy.
So you are now, because of your protein diet, you've ended
Yeah,
up
I've made friends with.
wrangling some cats.
I made, what did you say?
Wrangling in some
I've
cats.
wrangled some
you
cats.
wrangled them
Yeah.
in.
It's my dream. Is
That's
to,
your outlier.
Yeah.
How many times are you eating tuna a week?
Do you think that
I am
happens a
feeling
lot
concerned.
with those protein bros? How many cats are hanging out?
Yeah.
Part of being a protein bro is feral cats.
Feral cats.
That's why I think when men like cats, I think it's actually masculine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's hot.
If you like dogs, you're gay.
I don't know if people from Boston would agree with that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hot
dogs
take.
are definitely lady journey.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, yes. Pets.
So
anyway, go back
tuna,
to you.
yeah.
Back to you.
Tuna, I think I probably end up having it 4 times a week when I'm in town, and then almost none
Are
when
you
I'm.
bringing it on the bus?
I'm not almost none when I'm out of town.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's pretty. That's
yeah.
fine.
It's your
I think that's
at-home
fine.
activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very at home, all by myself, me and the cats.
Eating tuna.
Yeah. And now,
Tuna.
what's your dinner and your breakfast options that you're working with?
Well, breakfast I've just been sticking with eggs because the trainer bros are like eggs.
That's it?
eggs,
Cheapest,
eggs.
easiest.
They love
Wow.
the eggs.
And you don't
It's
get
so
any
good for
side
you.
items. No sides.
I put pickled onions on top of mine.
Oh.
I make pickled onions at home.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
I haven't evolved to making stuff fun yet. That's the next step probably
Yeah.
is make stuff fun.
Okay. What's the saddest protein meal you've ever eaten that you're like, oh, this is low?
Oh, I know. I think I have the answer to that. It's like the high protein, no sugar. There's these high protein, no sugar power bars,
Okay.
and then there's these high protein,
Okay.
zero sugar yogurts, and both of them taste
Ugh.
really not
yeah,
good.
they're
Not
full of
good.
weird stuff.
Probably
I
they
do
just
a power
taste like-
bar. I'll do
yeah.
a power. I like the barbells because they taste like candy, but I don't think they're that good for you.
They just it's just a lot of chemicals.
Yeah. So it's like you look more ripped, but also you're
sad.
Your jeans are falling apart.
Or like you said, just a really dry chicken.
Chicken breast.
Oh,
You're just
yeah.
like pulling the dry meat off.
Yes.
Stringing.
I was trying
and
to
you
do
are
that.
just like dredging through it. Do you like? That's the problem with cooking at home. Because I like to do like a bean salad, but they like it's so much. And when Joe doesn't eat anything that I make, so Joe List and showing up to your place with food. I have to eat it for a full week. I one time made an Allison Roman bean meal, and I was livid how many days I had to eat.
Yeah, by day
to
5
get
or
through it.
6,
I was
you're like, you gotta throw it
pissed.
out. You gotta throw it out.
I was like, is this? Why am I holding myself to this bean meal?
Yeah, you don't owe that bean meal anything.
Why won't Joe have some beans?
That's not him. He's like, it's chicken parm or pizza or some Mexican Chipotle. Those are his 3
Chipotle,
meals. Yeah.
For sure.
I was doing the 30-30-30. It was like you wake up in the first 30 minutes, you have 30 grams of protein, and then you do 30 minutes of steady state cardio. And the first day I did it, I had like some chicken from the night before, and I was just wolfing it down. Like it was like 8 a.m, and I was just like, it was so dry. I was trying to chug water to swallow it, and I was like, huh. I did that for like 4 days. That was a lady journey. I was over it. It was not good.
These things are so funny when you're like, what I'm doing is 30-30-30. You know what I mean? Like, you have to like, it's like math in your brain. It's mental real estate. That's what's going on. And I'm like getting tired of it.
That's what I want to get to the point where Joe is, where you're like, oh, I don't even crave desserts anymore. Right. It doesn't rule my life of like running out at 10 p.m. at night to get a cookie that then I eat it. And I'm like, that wasn't really that good. And now I kind of feel nauseous.
And I feel bad. And yeah.
But it's so hard to get that. I mean, it's a mountain. You're on a mountaintop right now. You're a mountaineer. You're on Mount Everest.
I mean, I'm also, there's extra motivation of being single, right? Like,
right.
Oh,
you're on the market.
Yeah,
you got to get that house in shape.
Yeah, I got a clean house.
You're on Zillow.
You got to do the renovations.
When I'm in a relationship, I'm like, let's have a little dessert. Let's treat ourselves.
Yeah,
let's enjoy ourselves.
Well, it's
you only live once.
Thing. Yeah. It's a fun thing to do with a couple. When you're with somebody, you want to have like, oh, this is our little bonding time over ice cream.
Food is a big part of a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. That's why sometimes I get, like one time Joe was dealing with horrific acid reflux and I wanted to go to Han Dynasty to eat Szechuan and he couldn't. So I just ate my birthday meal with him sitting across from me with nothing. And it was I was livid.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
get
not
some noodles. Get the noodles. You're fine.
It's not enjoyable. So it is. That's why when I go on vacation and I'm like with the family and they're eating like powdered donuts and pizza, I'm not coming in with like, I made my own bean salad.
I've made a galette. Yeah.
Yeah. There is a need for everybody to be eating at the same time.
Right.
And trying the same things, or otherwise it's like mean.
Have you had like any awkward like party encounters where you're like at a party where there's pizza and you're like, I'm over here eating my tuna?
Lately, if you just say like, I'm getting shredded, kind of as a bit, they kind of don't give you a hard time about it.
It's the terminology. You access the bros a certain part in their brain that they're like, that's one of my own.
But I can't say that as a female to my mother-in-law.
Right. You can't be like,
sorry, Deb, I'm getting shredded.
Yeah. We need a different terminology.
Your casserole tetrazzini. I'm getting shredded right now.
I have Crohn's.
You could try it.
I could try.
It's worked surprisingly well. I have not been getting food shamed. They're just like, cool.
Very
like,
nice.
how's that?
I know. I want support on my shred journey.
Yeah.
Now, wait, one thing we never got to the bottom of, which I must know, what is your calories that you're sticking to per day?
Yeah, and where are you in the deficit? Because that's the thing I'm confused about. Like, how much of a deficit is it in order to drop that weight?
Right, because like the 2,000 calorie thing, like that's a guesstimation.
Right, and it also depends on what kind of human being you are.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, all I know is that I checked ChatGPT on this for my weight, and
Right.
it said if I want to maintain weight, it would be like 2,700 calories a day. If I wanted to lose, based on also how much I'm working out to maintain weight, 2,700 calories a day. To lose like a pound, to lose weight a little bit, it'd be like 2,300 calories a day.
Okay.
And then I could go as low as like 1,600 calories a day, and below that would be unhealthy.
Right. You're in
Oh,
a
so you-
malnutrition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
would think.
Yeah, that's not hot.
So for me,
You're doing the machinist too.
pretty much anything under 1,800, I start to feel unhealthy.
That's pretty hefty. I mean, like that's that's enough that you're like, oh, okay, I can have a regular meal. It's like stuff like carrots and stuff. Like you can eat.
yeah.
You can eat. You're starving. Get some baby carrots. You're good.
Yeah.
That's my emergency food. A baby
Yeah,
carrot.
I love baby
That's my
carrots.
gum. Because I can't trust myself with a pack.
Now the Shred Bros would just kind of shake their heads about carrots.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel
because-
like
because of the
it's sugar.
snacking?
There's some sugar in there, right?
Oh.
Well, just because it's not protein, they'd be like, I don't
But you
understand.
dip it with hummus.
Oh, hummus. There you go.
I eat it with hummus.
Oh yeah.
That's what I dip.
I do
my
eat
baby carrots
carrots and hummus. Now you're
love
speaking
it.
my
That's
language.
a great.
Yeah.
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 That's how you. But to the Shred Bros, you're like, but it's with hummus.
Yeah.
I
What-
cupcake, but then I ice it with hummus.
Oh,
Yeah.
he also said I could have a handful of fruit with each meal.
But not like grapes. I know grapes are
I
like
don't fuck with grapes.
grapes are not a diet.
It's candy,
fruit.
but they're so yummy.
I love them.
I used to just have a
with
bag of
cheese?
grapes with me all
Same.
the time.
I would a bowl of grapes in a movie.
Also, they were $9 at the grocery store
Yeah.
a month
Yeah,
ago.
grapes have
I was
gone.
livid.
They've been inflated.
I know. I was mad because I was like, I think there should be at the grocery store an inflation aisle. Just put all the food that's inflated for that month.
Yes.
So I don't, because I was just picking them up like we were at the dollar store.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing to be like, I'm going to have to put those grapes back. So I bought them.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Who put these in my cart? Sabotage. What's your fruit that you're eating?
I'll just do. I just get little, the blueberries, the
love a
the
berry.
strawberries.
Love a berry.
Lately, cherries are in season.
I'm
cherries.
obsessed with cherries right now.
They're good for
And
sleeping.
Good for sleeping.
Yeah.
But you have to pit them.
But
I hate pitting them.
but cherries,
That's what helps with the sleep is all the effort.
Oh, the effort. You're burning calories.
yeah. I overeat the cherries and they can cause like serious gastric distress. You know me. Like, I mean,
All or nothing.
yeah. Like I ate 2 cups of cherries. I was like, this isn't too much.
No.
But yeah, it really wrecked me for the night where I was like, I have to be in the other room now. You know, you have to like isolate yourself from your partner so
Right.
they don't know
Yeah.
that you're a monster.
Sure.
But I love the cherries. Do you like the yellow, the Rainier, or do you like the sweet cherries?
Oh, I'm a sweet cherry boy. I haven't tried the yellows.
I don't see the yellows too
yellows
often.
are yummy. They're really only around in June, but there's still some out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love a seasonal fruit. I bought my mom and my dad the seasonal fruit of the month club
That's pretty fun.
Wow.
for 3 months in a row. I love a seasonal fruit.
What company
Yeah.
were you getting it from?
Harry and David.
Harry, of course.
Oh.
The pears.
Mm-hmm.
The pears,
Pears
are
are great.
exquisite.
Pears are underrated in the fruit world.
Yes,
Nobody's
it's true.
talking about pears.
They're juicy.
Bartlett's.
Oh my god, a Bartlett. Because pears,
That's
I
the
feel like
well-known one.
you get pears at the store, but they're not ripe, and you really have to know the ripeness.
Right.
That's exactly what's going on with pears. Is I don't know how to buy pears.
I just feel them
So okay.
lightly, almost like how you would do with an avocado. I get mad at the people that pull the little avocado hat to see if it's bright green in there.
Oh.
Oh,
That's how you can tell if it's ready to eat, if it's bright green.
I didn't know about that.
But then you've ruined, if it's not, then you've ruined the fruit for everybody else.
I didn't know people
Wow.
were pulling the hat on these avocados.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
Are you eating avocados? Can you fit that into the?
I do
feel
in
like
the
those
protein.
are so high fat
It's
that they
it's,
bump the calories way up.
Oh.
it's recommended though for one of the healthy fats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like salmon.
And supposedly avocados. I heard this probably on a podcast, so I'm not sure if this is true.
It counts.
That counts. Yeah. There's no fact checking
I
here.
heard one time that avocados are the only food or one of the only foods in the world that you could just eat avocados for the rest of your life and survive.
Wow, that's a
Oh.
fun eating disorder. We've never done that one before.
Yeah, nobody said.
I'm doing avocados. Oh my gosh.
But who has the money for
Yeah,
that?
could you just do guacamole? I could do that if I had chips. Now,
That would work. I think.
work.
Yeah.
can I tell you something? My aunt for 4th of July made the most amazing salsa that I've ever had. It was mango salsa, mango, red onion, cilantro, garlic, lime, and then avocado was mixed
Yeah.
in. So it was like a guacamole. It was tart, savory,
Texture.
unbelievable. The texture.
Yeah.
And it was so good.
It hit
so
all
good.
the checkpoints.
I can't wait. I need it. I need it.
Now we've heard you're on other journeys. Like there's bird watching.
Yeah, tell us about the bird watching journey. I love,
because you have a whole bit about bird watching,
which we love.
Thank you.
I think and did it just happen one day? Because I think that is what happens. It's not like it just comes to you. You don't search it.
Yeah, it was like your parent. I remember my parents would point out birds when I was a kid, or my grandparents would point out birds when I was a kid, and you just have no interest, and you're just like, huh,
Could give a shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe, maybe you learn a couple words like cardinal and blue jay or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you don't really care.
Yeah.
And then I would say around 2018, I don't know what sparked it exactly, but it was traveling around. I was just, hearing more bird songs in different regions and noticing that each region had a different sound because of the birds.
That's really interesting.
That's
'Cause
fascinating.
I feel like that is like maybe a good comedy observation. You know what I mean? Like good ear. I don't think anyone's picking up on bird songs in different regions.
When I was in Indiana for 4th of July, there were birds there, and it sounded to me like a movie sound effect.
Right.
That's how removed I am from nature. That I was like, does somebody? Am I being pranked right now?
Yeah, is there tape on right now? Yeah.
They really hit your subconscious. I think all of our subconscious, because in movies, every now and then you'll see a movie and you'll be like, why do I know this is in the UK and it's just a house?
Right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
there's like a bird song in the background that's like a bird that lives only in the UK.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you get a vibe of the setting from the birds.
So what's your number one bird?
They're all my babies.
This is not going to go good with the cats. You got the cats, but they're getting the birds.
Yeah, the cats occasionally walk by with a sparrow, and I feel a little bit torn.
But it's it's
That's
nature.
nature.
And
Let it take
it's
its
their
course.
gift to you because of the tuna.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You have to eat it.
I mean,
What's a big get?
a big get. Well, my
One
biggest.
that you throw out at a party where you're like, oh,
Well, I had a big haul in Atlanta just this year.
Wow.
We got an indigo bunting, bright blue,
Whoa.
a blue grosbeak, also bright blue, and a scarlet tanager, all on one hike.
Wow. The
Wow.
names of the birds are funny. I mean,
who names
like,
them?
I know the one, a blue-footed booby. I saw that. Yeah.
Or tit.
Yeah. Yeah. The tit.
I saw a card game in Kenny Bumport called the tit. Like
Yeah. It's like,
Tits or
this isn't
something.
appropriate.
Yeah, well, who names the birds is a good question. And in fact,
Why were those big gets? Were they from other regions and you're like, wow? Or is this like rare to see those kind of birds?
it's kind of just like it's a beautiful bird and like bright, beautiful plumage and rare to see at the same
Right.
time.
Okay. Okay.
One of the rarest in this region is the Kirtland warbler, which I have not seen
In this region.
in this East Coast region.
Okay.
Is the Kirtland warbler, which I've not seen. And there's about 70 birds, including the Kirtland, where they have decided that they're going to change the name of 70 birds named after dudes for the same reason that statues are being taken down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
They're
my
like
gosh.
problematic men.
yeah.
Problematic bird names.
Because a lot of the people naming birds were the men that discovered them in like the 1800s or 1700s.
Right. When they were all just raping people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Hi, it's me, Mr. Blue-footed Booby. I got another one."
So, yeah, Kirtland may or may not have dug up Native American skulls,
Right.
Stuff
Okay,
like that. We're
yeah.
like, we can't have this bird named after that dude.
Right. Wow,
That
it
makes
goes.
sense.
It really goes in deep.
It does.
I'm just like, at that point, I'm like, let's just grandfather it in and start. From any new bird going forward, we will do background checks on who names them.
Yes.
But like, we don't have the bandwidth to rename all because it's like,
yeah, we have to
can't make
save the
everyone
ocean.
happy.
We have to save
Yeah.
the ocean.
Like this might be. This is. I didn't know we were going to go this
is
dark into the bird world,
No, I
but
love
like,
this.
I feel like as a victim of sexual abuse, I wouldn't be like, thank you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the
Oh,
bird is not.
for changing the
For
names.
changing the bird name.
You're
Yeah.
like, you're like
Yeah.
that helped me out personally.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm no longer triggered by the warbler.
Yeah, I don't know who it's helping exactly. I think that there's just a few random probably bird watchers that are like, do we have to keep talking about Kirtland
Right.
Yeah,
as a Native American?
yeah.
I don't really want
I mean, I get it. I get it in other aspects, but like, there's so many fucking birds.
Yeah.
There's so many
That's-
birds.
It's like, whose job is that?
Guess how many birds there are officially?
Oh, this is a great fact.
Oh, great.
I'm gonna guess 2,500.
Not bad.
Oh,
Species. That really cracked you up.
birds all together.
Things where you're like, what a funny. I would never think about this habit like at a hang to be like, guess how many birds there are. And then also it just seems like you could be like too high on that number or it could be so low that's either that answer could be embarrassing. I have
Yeah.
no idea because this is like we're in territory that I've never thought about. I'm just gonna go. I think because there's tons of species of stuff. Birds are a lot, and there's subspecies. I'm gonna go 100,000. There should be like a Price is Right for animals.
Yes, birds are right.
Well,
Birds are
2,500, 100,000.
yeah.
If you take the average, you're getting close. There's exactly right now 11,017 bird species
Wow.
Right.
known.
But so they do discover new birds like frequently.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think there's some that are like extinct, and then they
Those-
show up in some jungle.
So those are fun. They're called Lazarus species when they think it's extinct, and then they're like, oh shit, there's the
My bad.
the ring-necked pheasant is still
Right.
still ticking.
Now, what's one that you're like, they're on my bingo card? I will make a trek for them.
Yeah, I would say just about any owl I'll make a trek for.
Oh.
I saw an owl in Seattle, Tacoma. I went on a walk. I saw an owl in Texas in my neighborhood. They're out there.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow.
You saw them in daylight.
I did.
You're a better bird watcher than Joe.
I will show you the video that I captured of it. It was so majestic.
Oh, we'll put it on the Patreon.
You feel like you're in like a Lord of the Rings situation when you see it.
Yeah.
Meaning like you should follow it and
Otherworldly,
find out what's going on.
Where's he going?
Yeah. He's trying to tell us something. Also, New York has a lot of hawks.
Oh yeah, we got
I saw a Cooper hawk at the Queensbridge
Yeah.
Park, and it's huge.
a lot of hawks. They get the squirrels, the rats, the pigeons.
I walked the other day, and this guy was like, "Be careful, there's a hawk over there." And I was walking my baby, and I was like, "My baby was 25 pounds." I was like, "Do you think that hawk is going to get my baby?
That guy.
Do you think he's going to get my baby?"
he's gonna get?
If it was
not
a
gonna
if
get
it was
that
a
guy.
if it was a bald eagle, I might
Gotcha.
be a little concerned.
Wow.
Okay. I feel like in the Northwest region, when I went to Tacoma and Seattle, we saw a lot of great wildlife.
Yeah.
It's. I love that area.
If you're in that
Pacific
area,
Northwest, is,
Go for hikes. I think you'll have a high
Yeah.
chance of knocking some off your bingo card.
Tacoma. Were you there for the Tacoma Comedy Club?
I'm going there July 26th and 27th.
Get tickets now.
Pacific Northwest.
Now, have
Actually-
you done a bird watching in Central Park? Are you part of that group?
Yeah, so Central Park, it turns out to be a huge hot spot for birds.
Wow.
Because essentially they're all migrating through the Northeast, and they're all funneled into that one little park.
Okay.
Because they're like, oh, that's our spot, and they all funnel in. So there's actually a condensed amount of cool birds in the Ramble area, and then there's a condensed amount of bird watchers So you've got way more bird watchers and birds than anywhere else, just all in that little ramble
That's
area.
amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
What a fact.
And
Yeah.
then everybody'd be like,
I think we take that for granted here.
and then
Yeah.
and then because if you bird watch somewhere else, you're just looking around on your own. But in the ramble, somebody's like, you got to go see the great horned owl right over there.
Wow.
And they point you over to it.
Right.
And then there's like the down, and then there's like paparazzi surrounding the great horned owl,
Right. Like, what about when that wood duck,
the hot duck,
the hot duck,
mandarin duck.
what happened to him?
He actually
He was hot.
he was a hot duck.
There was a sex appeal about that duck.
You asked me. Part of the spark might have been. Part of the early sparks might have been all the famous New York birds too.
Right.
There was the hot duck. There was the woodcock. There were the peregrine
There's
falcon.
one that
Wow,
just
this sounds like
died
porn.
recently.
The hot duck
right?
and the woodcock.
Right.
It beats Pizza Rat. Flacco
Flocko
the owl.
Yeah.
West, yeah.
That's what I was.
We've had some
I'm
famous.
actually
we've had some
surprisingly
famous
how much
birds.
I'm into the bird world.
I know. I've never known this
Well,
about
did you know I went to Ecuador and I went to the Lindo Valley and I went on a early morning bird watch and we saw toucans and that was the big guy.
amazing.
But every other bird I just didn't give a shit about. All I wanted to see was the toucan.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Their beaks are so big.
so big and colorful. There were other cool ones, but that was the one that I was like, I only want to see that, and then after this, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
And I did, and we did. We ended the bird watch early, and then the lady was like, "Well, I'm gonna keep watching birds," and we just watched her walk to the distance.
Let us know.
Yeah, it felt insulting a little bit that we
Why?
left early.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what time? I mean, how long were you out there? I feel like
2 hours.
2 hours is a good.
Yeah.
2 hours is a good haul.
Right, and it was Ecuador, and we were dealing with travelers' diarrhea.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, you need to gotta get by a toilet.
So what's that?
We have to start wrapping up, Joe, but can you tell everybody where they can find you and learn more about your bird watching jokes? I watched your special, by the way, so tell that
very,
too.
very
We
funny.
loved the special; was fantastic.
Thank you. I have a special called Cult Classic with some bird jokes on YouTube. Cult Classic. It's on the Nateland channel with Mike Vecchione's
Mike
special.
Vecchione.
And I'm on Instagram at Joe Zimmerman, posting some clips. I think those are the big two. Instagram at Joe Zimmerman, and my new special Cult Classic would be. Would love it
That's
if you
all you
checked
need.
it out.
Follow Joe, everybody, and please like and subscribe to Lady
Yeah.
Journey, and come to our live show July 31st.
Grove 34.